Rise and shine! We are ranking the best breakfast in Disney World today on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and today we're talking about Disney World's best breakfast options in a whole new way. We're going to be diving into each park, several Disney hotels, and the Disney Springs shopping district to rank the top 5 breakfast locations in each area. That way you're going to know the best way to start off every morning during your upcoming vacation. No ifs, ands, or buts, just good breakfast. Let's dig in. We're going to go to Epcot first because why wouldn't we? This is a great place to start this video. Kringla Bakery Og Cafe is our number 5 in Epcot. This is a Norwegian-style bakery inside the Norway Pavilion. It makes sense, right? And while this place is open all day long, offering baked goods and pastries like the sweet roll school bread filled with custard and dipped in coconut, and that brand new cinnamon roll with orange cream cheese icing, we love coming here for breakfast right after a morning ride on Frozen Ever After to really start off the day on a high note. Not to mention, there are some unique coffee options here too, like the Kristoff Cafe made with frozen coffee, coffee chocolate sauce, and a coffee chocolate crunch garnish. You can also get the spiked version of this coffee to start your day really well by ordering the frozen Viking coffee instead. This is the exact same thing as Kristoff's blend, but just with the addition of Bailey's Irish cream liqueur and Kimura coffee liqueur. Okay, number 4. Apparently we're big fans of eating breakfast in Norway, whether we're looking for something quick and cheap or something that takes a bit more time but is also more immersive. So we're going to go to Akershus Royal Banquet Hall next. This is a family-style character dining experience open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now during your meal, you'll not only be able to dine on Norwegian specialty items, while the endless seats are brought straight to your table for your family to share, but several of your favorite Disney princesses are also going to come to your table for hugs and pictures and signatures. While the breakfast offerings at Akershus aren't as unique as the lunch and dinner offerings, aside from a few standout options like the Norwegian waffles and potato casserole, breakfast is going to be your most affordable option at this restaurant, $59 per adult instead of $69 like you'd have to pay later in the day. Akershus is also a solid alternative to Cinderella's Royal Table in Magic Kingdom because reservations are typically easier to come by here than they are over at Cindy's, which means you'll still be able to dine with a whole lot of princesses if that's what your group is really looking forward to the most with these character-style meals, even more than the food offerings themselves. That being said, I still wouldn't wait until the last minute to book a table for Akershus. Advanced dining reservations for all of Disney's restaurants are going to open up 60 days before your visit, so the closer you can book your resis around that 60-day mark, the more time slots and availability you're going to be able to find and choose between. Number 3, we're going to head from Norway to France. Our bronze breakfast medalist inside Epcot actually goes to both Le Crêperie de Paris and its attached crepe window, Crêpes à emporter, but mostly crêpes à emporter. The Crêperie de Paris can be an easygoing option if you want to start off your morning slow and steady while dining on some sweet and savory crepe selections while sipping on hot coffee or tea. By the way, this is the table service version of the crepe location, and it's fairly easy to get a last-minute reservation at this place, but a lot of people don't really want to spend a long time having breakfast if they're in Epcot because they need to go ride some rides, right? So if you're in a little more of a hurry but still want a more substantial breakfast before or after hopping in line for Remy's Ratatouille adventure, Crêpes à emporter lets you skip over the sit-down dining hassle altogether, so you can order a crepe on the go, like the creme of brie cheese galette, the bechamel cheese and ham galette, the butter and sugar crepe, the red berries crepe, or the house-made hazelnut and chocolate spread crepe. And for those of you who are 21 and over, Crêpes à emporter also has a mimosa, sparkling wine, and orange juice drink to help wash down whatever you choose. That's a great way to start your day in Epcot too. Number 2 is Les Halles Boulangerie Patisserie. We're staying in the France Pavilion for our second place winner. My goodness, apparently Norway and France are just where it's at to get breakfast, right? So Les Halles is much like Kringla Bakery in one way, and it's that it has a bakery display case you can order from, and it stays open all day long. But we love coming here for a quickish breakfast since there are so many affordable breakfast-like options to choose from, including several heartier options that you're not going to find at Kringla. Now, I say quick-ish because this is a pretty popular spot at all times during the day, so the lines for it can get rather long. Fortunately, they move fairly quickly, so don't be too intimidated if you see that line starting to wrap its way past the gift shop. In the savory department, you can order stuff like quiche, a croque monsieur with toasted ham and cheese, an egg cheese and bacon croissant, and the more dessert-focused items are things like chocolate croissants, fruit parfaits, puff pastries, and more. As for drinks, you've got a handful of coffee and tea options here, as well as a mimosa or a straight-up orange juice option for those who maybe would rather end their day with champagne instead of starting it. Now, the last thing to note about Les Halles is the seating is extremely limited, so don't be surprised if you end up having to take your eats and drinks on the go. Heading to number 1 in Epcot, of course, say it with me, Garden Grill. Okay, all of our Epcot breakfast options so far have been in World Showcase, but for our number 1 breakfast spot, we are heading out of the World Showcase and over to the second floor of the Land Pavilion, and that's where we're going to find my beloved Garden Grill. Garden Grill has a lot of unique dining room elements that you're not going to find at any other Disney restaurants. For starters, this is a character dining experience where you're going to be able to meet Chip and Dale, Pluto, and Farmer Mickey in his super adorable overalls. Garden Grill is also right above Living with the Land, so you can watch different ride scenes from a bird's eye view. I always thought this was so cool when I was a kid. Now, am I missing anything here? Oh yeah, the dining room rotates while you're eating, so not only will you be able to see the scenes from Living with the Land, but you'll be able to see scenes at different angles during the course of your meal. It's very cool. So Garden Grill is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but much like Akershus, or really most table services that offer both breakfast and lunch and dinner options, it's going to be cheaper for you to dine here in the morning. It's $49 per adult for breakfast versus $62 for lunch and dinner. So you're going to pay less to dine here during breakfast, but still get the same meet and greet and rotating restaurant experience. Not to mention the family style breakfast options are super fresh and very tasty. As in, any of the veggies that you're going to eat during your meal probably came straight from Living with the Land downstairs. Is breakfast at Garden Grill reinventing the wheel? No, not exactly. You're still going to get your standard lineup of bacon, potatoes, scrambled eggs, and Mickey waffles, plus a few unique breakfast pastries and a backyard grilled steak with Farmer's Ranchero sauce. But as typical as most of this stuff is, it's also pretty high quality and will make you want to dig back in for seconds, thirds, or maybe fourths. And you can because this is all you care to eat. Also, if your group is more focused on plant-based meals, Garden Grill has a Harvest Feast option that can cater to that, with items like seasonal fruit, Impossible breakfast sausage, plant-based Mickey waffles, and other similar plant-based offerings. Now, you might have already been picking up on this already, but the DFB team and I love to rank Disney World restaurants. Not just because it's fun for us to fight with each other, just kidding, sort of, but also because we love to show you what we recommend above everything else when Disney's hundreds of restaurant options get to be way too overwhelming. And that's why we created and updated our DFB Top Restaurants PDF that you can download for free by scanning the QR code you see on the screen now. And for the record, yes, it does look way different than the options you're going to learn about in today's video because some of our favorite restaurants don't offer breakfast at all. But what they lack in breakfast, they make up for with high quality entrees and fun atmospheres. You can also download this PDF by clicking on the link in the video's description for disneyfoodblog.com/top restaurants after this. So if you want to see all of our rankings of all of the restaurants in Disney World, head over there, grab that PDF, and you've got your whole kind of game plan just laid right out for you. Heading over to Animal Kingdom, number 5 here is going to be Creature Comforts. Now, I'm not always one to recommend the Starbucks suppliers of the parks, but Creature Comforts over in the Discovery Island area is one of those exceptions. Does this place still get busy in the mornings? Yes. Does it still offer a fairly classic lineup of Starbucks branded teas, coffees, and refreshers? Read boring. Also yes. But Creature Comforts also serves those classic Starbucks breakfast sandwiches as well as a variety of Animal Kingdom exclusive pastries and baked goods. That's where the interesting part comes in. Not to mention, if you order a flat white latte of any size here, a portion of those proceeds will go toward Disney's Conservation Fund to help protect the endangered cotton-topped tamarins. In case you don't know what those are a breed of South African monkey, and they are adorable, and you can see them for yourself in Animal Kingdom right across from the Creature Comforts shop. Now, DFB hot tip here. There are actually 2 Creature Comforts lines, but most guests just jump in the closest line by Discovery Island because it's the first one they see. Instead, get in the line that's closer to the Africa section of the park for a likely shorter line and quicker coffee hookup. Number 4, Kusafiri Coffee Shop and Bakery. Speaking of the Africa area, let's go there next to grab some quick breakfast bites at Kusafiri. This is a constantly changing menu, but most of the time you should be able to, at the very least, find a variety of pastries and coffees here, as well as a savory item or two. So if the line at Creature Comforts is just way long, just walk a few extra steps, my friends, and you'll get to Kusafiri, and we like it better than Creature Comforts anyway. Currently, Kusafiri's been offering a hearty egg and bacon croissant sandwich in the mornings made with cheese omelet, crispy bacon, tomato pepper relish, and a side of potato barrels, which are tater tots. And every now and then they'll add breakfast tachos to this menu too, but judging from the online menu, those might be MIA at the moment, so you'll want to check back on the status of those leading up to your visit, or find a place that's got some more reliable tacho action, which we'll be talking about later on in the video several times. Now, if you're someone who thinks booze and Java go hand in hand, you might want to consider ordering the African coffee here, which is a classic Joffrey's blend with added Amarula cream liqueur. Or you can get the coconut flavored iced coffee with Amarula cream liqueur for around the same price, $14.50 per cup. Okay, Discovery Island, Africa, now we're headed to Asia. Animal Kingdom definitely spreads out its breakfast options nice and even throughout the park, unlike Epcot. But if you're looking for more quick service options at a single location, Yak and Yeti local food cafes might be your ticket. So Yak and Yeti local food is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but in the morning you'll find generous portions of savory eats like breakfast bowls and egg muffin sandwiches, as well as lighter fare like fruit and yogurt parfaits. And on the kids menu, which yes, adults are allowed to order from too if you're looking for a lighter portion for a cheaper price point, you can order a pancake and sausage stick or French toast, which both come with your choice of milk, apple juice, or water. Heading over to Pandora, is it cheating to pick all of Pandora World of Avatar as my second place breakfast winner in Animal Kingdom? Probably. Oh well. Between the Satuli Canteen, quick service, and Pangu Pangu snack window, you'll not only have several different breakfast options to choose from, but several unique options at that. At Satuli Canteen, you can order things like the slow roasted pork shoulder potato hash, the vegetable goat cheese frittata with beef, a cinnamon French toast with blueberry cream cheese, passion fruit anglaise, and sausage, or the tropical Pandoran forest fruits, which is made up of fresh yogurt, muesli, and agave. To make it look all otherworldly. You can also order a variety of morning beverages here, including the specialty Pandoran Sunrise, made with pineapple juice, limeade, Powerade melon, and Powerade fruit punch, as well as the brand new cold brew offerings featuring an ube and matcha blend. Can't decide which cold brew you'd rather try? You can now also order the cold brew flight here, which is super fun. It's going to give you a sample size portion of both of those, plus a third classic cold brew sample too. Then there's Pangu Pangu. While the breakfast cinnamon roll here is just okay, the Pangu Lumpia spring roll with pineapple cream cheese is really different and affordable, and you can order it not just for breakfast, but all day long. Pangu Pangu is also one of the places where you can find the cult favorite breakfast offering, the Marshall's favorite stuffed pancake sandwich, made with sausage, guava jelly, egg, and cheese. The guava jelly is what really sets us apart from, say, a typical McGriddle you can find at Mickey D's, though you can always ask for the guava to be left off the sandwich if you prefer. Unlike the Pangu Lumpia, the pancake sandwich is only available during breakfast hours, so anytime before 11 a.m. Now, it looks like the Africa section of the Animal Kingdom is taking home the win today, because Tusker House is where you're going to find not only one of my favorite character breakfast buffets, but one of my favorite Disney World buffets, period. Tusker House is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and while you're going to get an impressive selection of food no matter what time of the day you book a meal here for, breakfast, in my opinion, can actually be just as impressive as the lunch and dinner options. Sometimes it might actually be better. The Tusker House morning buffet is filled to the brim with all sorts of African and American style options, and while buffet options are liable to change up on ya, you can often find things here like babouti, African French toast bulkas, cook-to-order omelets, chai spice croissants, and the legendary Simba waffles, which you can top with a heavenly banana caramel sauce. And as you eat all this yummy food, characters like Mickey, Donald, Daisy, and Goofy, in fact, not even like them, exactly them, will swing by to say Jambo, which is hello in Swahili, while sporting their safari swag. Now, once again, prices during breakfast are going to be cheaper than lunch and dinner. $49 per adult versus $64 for lunch and dinner. Heading over to Hollywood Studios next. Now, I know I said before that I don't normally recommend the Starbucks suppliers of the parks, but here I am, recommending it again. Trolley Car Cafe is towards the front of the park to the right-hand side of Hollywood Boulevard. So yes, this location gets pretty busy first thing in the morning. But once again, this is a place that's got your Starbucks drinks and breakfast sandwiches and an assortment of Hollywood Studios specific pastries, again, which is why we're here. And of course, it has my beloved carrot cake cookie / whoopie pie. What? You don't think 2 round carrot cake sponges with a cream cheese frosting center can be considered breakfast? Well, you're wrong. It certainly is. But it's okay. If you don't like it, just send it to me. I'll eat it. Number 4, Hollywood and Vine. Now, I'm kind of interrupting today's ranking video to give you some breaking breakfast news. Breakfast at Hollywood and Vine is about to undergo some serious changes. For years now, this Hollywood Studios character dining experience has been different, depending on whether you book your reservations here for breakfast or lunch or dinner. And that's because breakfast has always offered a lineup of Disney Junior characters instead of the seasonally inspired Minnie, Mickey, Pluto, and Goofy interactions. But soon, that will be no more. Starting on October 12th, 2025, the Disney Junior Breakfast will be replaced by the classic mini seasonal dine offering. So once that date rolls around, it won't matter when you book a reservation for Hollywood and Vine, you're always going to be able to see Minnie and the crew. As far as buffet food offerings go, I'm going to assume breakfast will probably look like it does now, with a variety of options like bananas Foster French toast, eggs Benedict, seasonal bread pudding, and spicy chicken and donuts. It might not be our favorite breakfast buffet of all time, but being able to see the characters in their seasonal attire for this upcoming Halloween and Christmas season, starting first thing in the morning, is kind of exciting to think about. Now, here we are at Fairfax Fair. Now, I had Bria, who, as you know, is my scriptwriter, change the breakfast rankings for Hollywood Studios at the last second because I really felt like we needed to show a little more love for Fairfax Fair's underrated breakfast offering. While we usually talk up Fairfax off the Sunset Boulevard for its savory waffle bowl options, because this is one of the few places in Disney World where you can get miniature Mickey waffles on the fly. For under $10, you'll get 3 mini Mickey waffles plus a side of bacon and a side of syrup. So you got your sweet, your salty, your affordability, your speed, and your Mickey-shaped food item. So what more could you ask for? Along with the Mickey waffles, you can also order a few different morning beverages at Fairfax, including coffee, tea, hot cocoa, and a mimosa. Number 2 on our list for Hollywood Studios is Woody's Lunchbox. Aha, we found those breakfast tachos. Woody's Lunchbox in Toy Story Land has got the morning goods. For those looking for something sweet but not super heavy, you can try a lunchbox tart, which comes in a classic raspberry version, as well as seasonal variations. These tarts are available to order all day long and not just during breakfast. But for those looking for something more savory and hearty, you can order the breakfast tachos, made with potato barrels, those are tater tots, smothered in smoked brisket country gravy, scrambled eggs, and a sprinkling of green onions. Unlike the lunchbox tarts, the breakfast tachos are only available in the morning. Heads up. The adult portion of the breakfast tachos can be easily shared, but if everyone else in your group would rather order a lunchbox tart and you're flying solo in breakfast tot world, then A, pull over a seat and I will help you out, or B, you can always order the kids portion instead at a slightly cheaper price point. And number 1 on our list for best breakfast in Hollywood Studios is Ronto Roasters. So in a surprising turn of events, our number 1 breakfast isn't a sit-down character dining experience, nor is it one with a vast morning menu. Instead, I'm giving the win to Ronto Roasters in Galaxy's Edge for one big reason, and that's the Ronto morning wrap. This is my favorite thing that they serve at Ronto Roasters, period, end of story. The Ronto morning wrap is like a classic Ronto wrap, which you can order throughout the day, but more eggy. The morning version is filled with eggs, grilled pork sausage, shredded cheddar, and peppercorn sauce, all tucked away into a pita bread. It's unique, it's filling, it's fast, and it's just under $13. Plus, it'll keep you close to Rise of the Resistance, so you can eat here right before getting in line for this ride, or right after you complete your journey. But the Ronto morning wrap isn't the only unique breakfast option on the menu. You can also order the Rising Moon Overnight Oats, featuring dragon fruit, yogurt, and whatever other seasonal fruit is fresh and available. The Triple Suns Breakfast Wrap, which is the plant-based version of the Ronto morning wrap, made with plant-based egg, smoky chickpea onion slaw, and roasted tomato sauce wrapped in pita bread. And there's also the Andoan fruit with muaz sauce, which comes with sticks of jicama, cucumber, pineapple, melon, and dragon fruit doused in a tamarind sauce and dusted with peppercorn ash, whatever that is. Okay, we've made it over to Magic Kingdom, but we are only halfway through this video. Why? Because we're also going to take you to Disney Springs and all the resorts, because we want you to make sure that you have the best breakfast across all of Walt Disney World, not just the parks. So stick with us. If you need to pause the video, go to the bathroom, get a snack, that's cool. but we got a lot more to cover. Okay, number 5 in Magic Kingdom, Gaston's Tavern. In our 101 section of the DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining, which you can find over at dfbstore.com, we have a chapter solely devoted to DFB top picks. Top picks for what? Top picks for everything. Best table service, best quick service, best for big groups, best sweet snacks, best savory snacks, best quickly, you get it. And there's also a section for best quick breakfasts. And wouldn't you know, Gaston's Tavern over in Fantasyland leads the way with this point, thanks to its warm cinnamon roll et al. Now, the warm cinnamon roll has been a DFB staple for many years now, as well as a reliable afternoon sweet snack to share amongst the group since you can buy it all day long. And hey, if you're not feeling very cinnamon rolly on your Magic Kingdom day, that's okay. You can always pivot and grab the creme brulee croissant instead, which some of us on the team enjoy even more than the cinnamon roll, thanks to its crunchy burnt sugar pieces and copious amounts of vanilla bean custard filling. Either way, both options can be washed down with a classic coffee, tea, or orange juice, which you can also find on Gaston's Tavern menu. Or you can always pick up that specialty drink, Le Fou's Brew, made with frozen apple juice, a hint of toasted marshmallow, and topped with all-natural passion fruit mango foam. And I'm also going to take you over to Westward Ho for number 4. Now, this is a new addition to our rankings list. It's a little rinky-dink, easy-to-miss kiosk, and it continues to surprise us in the best ways possible. Currently, there are 2 standout breakfast items offered on the Westward Ho menu. The first is a savory option, the sausage and egg breakfast biscuit sandwich made with pepper jack cheese and honey butter. And the second, my favorite, is the new Mickey-shaped bacon pecan caramel cinnamon roll. Yep, I'm a cinnamon roll girl. Disney World just makes really good cinnamon rolls consistently. Now, along with these items, you can also order breakfast beverages like orange juice, milk, gonna need that milk if you get that Cinny roll, tea, or coffee. And if you like a little extra flavor with your coffee, you can add a premium syrup flavor for an extra 50 cents, including options like hazelnut, caramel, vanilla, or specialty seasonal options like pumpkin spice, which comes around in the fall. Now, one more thing to note about this cinnamon roll that I just talked about. This guy is Mickey shaped, but he's not the same as the Mickey shaped cinnamon rolls you've had in other locations like the Starbucks locations or over at Kringla Bakery in Epcot. This is kind of a much richer, much more moist cinnamon roll than you're going to get with the regular Mickey cinnamon rolls, which are sometimes kind of disappointing. So just a heads up on that. Number 3 in our list, Sleepy Hollow refreshments. I am proud to see Sleepy Hollow return to its rightful spot as one of our favorite Magic Kingdom breakfast locations because for a while there, our loyalty was wavering. It wasn't our fault. We didn't want to not love Sleepy Hollow refreshments, but Sleepy Hollow took away those round, thin, crispy waffles that we love so much and replaced them with much thicker, bigger Mickey waffles that we weren't as thrilled with. Now, I know it's not fair to say that we don't love a Mickey waffle. We do love a Mickey waffle as much as the next guy, but these giant Mickey waffles just didn't complement all the different toppings as well as the original round waffles did. Anyway, recently Disney did another waffle swap, and these gloriously golden round waffles are now back in their rightful spot on the menu. When you order a Sleepy Hollow waffle, you can get the basic version topped with just powdered sugar. You can get a sweet version either topped with berries, powdered sugar, and whipped cream, or a chocolate hazelnut spread, bananas, and whipped cream, or you can get the savory version topped with sweet and spicy maple chicken. There are no wrong answers with this one, but if you ever need a little more hazelnut spread for whatever waffle you order, you can always get a cupful for just $1 extra. Sleepy Hollow also has a pretty diverse breakfast beverage mix that, again, you're able to order all day long, including options like OJ, apple juice, chocolate milk, regular milk tea, hot cocoa, classic coffee, and cold brew too. Number 2 on our list for MK is Crystal Palace. This is another character dining breakfast, and it's made our way into our top 5, but this one doesn't feature Mickey & Co., nor does it feature a Disney Princess Posse. That's next. Nope, Crystal Palace off Main Street, USA is the only character dining experience on property that gives you the chance to meet and greet and dine with the 100-acre Wood Gang, including Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, and Eeyore. Crystal Palace has the usual morning lineup of buffet offerings like crispy bacon, pancakes and waffles, biscuits and gravy, and fresh eggs. But we always love grabbing the more unique Mickey churro waffles here because that crunchy cinnamon sugar texture is super satisfying. And number 1, here are the princesses. The champion of the breakfast game inside Magic Kingdom has got to be Cinderella's Royal Table, just for the quintessential iconicness of this place alone. I don't know if iconicness is actually a word, but anyway, we're going to use it. Cindy's takes place inside Cinderella Castle, amongst a dining room adorned with ornate tapestries and stained glass windows. It's like 3 stories high. It's very impressive. This is a prix-fixe breakfast, so you will be paying a pretty penny for a pastry plate, a royal entree, and a regular drink. Specialty drinks will cost you extra. Now, we're talking about $74 per adult, which shockingly enough means that breakfast is still cheaper than lunch and dinner here. And during your meal, you'll be able to meet various Disney princesses, which do change up regularly, so the only princess you're guaranteed to meet every time is Cinderella. And shortly after you're seated, each member of your group will receive their own wishing star, as well as a wand or toy sword of their choosing, and a postcard with all the princesses' signatures on it. As far as food is concerned, breakfast is good, but I say good with a lowercase g, not a capital G. You're definitely here more for the castle and princesses and memories more than outstanding food, but it is pretty good. I will say the best thing I've had for breakfast here is probably the banana stuffed French toast with sweet cream cheese and caramel sauce, served with a side of bacon. But you can also order a variety of savory options too, like the shrimp and grits, the grilled steak and eggs, or a more traditional breakfast with eggs, bacon, and potatoes. Now, honorable mention real quick here in Magic Kingdom is Lunching Pad in Tomorrowland because it's got that sticky bubble bread and breakfast bowl tachos topped with cheese omelet, chili con carne queso, and sour cream. Welcome to Disney Springs! Are you ready for some of our favorite brunches in all of Disney World? Number 5 on this list, Wine Bar George. Disney Springs is a little tricky because our top 5 restaurants don't have consistent breakfast menus, but they have weekend brunch offerings that are just as good as their usual stuff. Wine Bar George has a wine country brunch that happens every Saturday and Sunday from 10:30 to 2. And yes, you're still more than welcome to order any of their hundreds of wines on offer during this time. But you can also order exclusive to brunch options too. One of our favorite brunch options here is the Wine Bar's brunch boards, which are basically the breakfasty version of a charcuterie board and usually come with items like breakfast sausage, maple dusted chicharrones, hash browns, candied pork belly, cheddar, manchego, and a few additional items to enhance what's already there, like almonds, fruity jam, honeycomb supplied by Wine Bar's next door neighbor, Savannah Bee Company. And board items can switch up depending on what's fresh and available, but you can always ask your server about it before fully committing. Other exclusive Wine Country brunch eats beyond the boards are like fried chicken biscuit, the fluffy buttermilk pancakes, and the shakshuka, which is made with coddled egg, bacon, spinach, and grilled ciabatta. Number 4 on the list for Disney Springs, Summer House on the Lake. Now, they have very recently risen in the weekend brunch ranks for us. Similar to Wine Bar George, Summer House's brunch happens on Saturdays and Sundays only, but it starts even earlier, right at 9 a.m. and goes till 2. There are 3 different brunch sections on the Summer House menu to order from: the brunch specialties, the eggs section, and the griddle and iron section. This might come as a bit of a shock to you, but one of our favorite things to order here is, the giant cinnamon roll. I'm telling you, Disney does not mess around with cinnamon rolls. So this one's made with fresh blueberry swirl, candied lemon zest, house-made cream cheese frosting, and it is massive. While it's probably the most expensive cinnamon roll we found on property, it's $18. It is big enough to basically feed 6 people. Another thing we really enjoy ordering here for brunch are the savory pancake tacos. These come as a set of 3, made of 3 pancakes filled with scrambled eggs, cheddar, and maple sausage. There are several different items to try here, but a big part of the Summer House brunch menu are those Cali Mex specialty items like the breakfast burrito, breakfast tostadas, huevos rancheros, and Mexican hash browns. Number 3 on the list is the Boathouse, dueling pianos and waffles. On Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., you can order some Boathouse specialty brunch items like shrimp and grits and crab cakes Benedict, steak and eggs, and the Biscoff cookie waffle. Now, during the first hour the brunch is happening, things will pretty much operate in the restaurant the same way as normal. But once the clock strikes 11 a.m., the dueling pianists will come out to play, as well as banter with the crowd. If you can't plan your visit to see them during brunch because you'll probably be too busy inside the parks at that time, you can also catch this dynamic ivory tickling duo on Friday and Saturday nights from 8 to 11:30 p.m. And for those of you who are Jelly Rolls fans, some of these guys are also the former pianists at Jelly Rolls, so that's great to see them in action again. Number 2 on our list is homecoming. Brunch at homecoming is always a good idea because this is where you're going to come on the weekend to not only get that farm to fork grub, but also get those cozy farmhouse vibes. The Rise and Shine brunch happens every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And while you'll still have ample opportunities to try homecoming's famous fried chicken, even during brunch, thanks to the fried chicken and donuts and Hallelujah biscuits, you can also try other comfort morning eats beyond the chicken realm, like the homecoming hash that's made with 2 sunny side up eggs over fire roasted tomatoes, diced potatoes, chopped bacon, sauteed red peppers, onions, all served with a side of potato gratin mash, and a cheddar drop biscuit. Oh, and by the way, anytime you see a donut featured on the homecoming brunch menu, those are all supplied by homecoming's next door neighbor, Everglazed Donuts and Cold Brew. And numero uno on our list in Disney Springs is Raglan Road. The rollicking Raglan brunch happens say it with me, on Saturdays and Sundays only from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, during this time, you're going to be able to order Irish-inspired breakfast items that you can't normally get at any other time, like the bed of bacon, which is a bacon and cheese stuffed brioche loaf, the pancakes, topped with vanilla mascarpone, blueberry and lemon compote, oat crumble and maple syrup, and the full Irish, complete with Cheshire Heritage pork Irish banger, black and white pudding, bacon, roasted tomato, mushrooms, a fried egg, and a hash brown potato cake. Now don't worry, there are lighter brunch items that you can choose as well. For example, you might prefer choosing the Heaps of Healthy, made with mango, passion fruit, and chia seed pudding, blackberry and apple puree, fresh berries and kiwi, and gluten-free banana bread. But wait, it's not just good food you're going to be served during brunch. You'll also be served a whole dance show starting at noon, compliments of the Rhythms of Raglan group. Now, quick honorable mention in Disney Springs. How about those breakfast options available daily, like Earl of Sandwich for its hot breakfast sandwiches and Everglazed for its donuts, cold brew, and breakfast sandwiches too. Definitely check those out if you are in Springs during the week. Now we've made it to the resort hotels, and we're starting with number 5, Topolino's Terrace. Breakfast character dining is really special at Topolino's, located in the top of the Riviera Resort. And that's because the characters you're going to meet here, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy, are all dressed up to celebrate the arts. While Topolino's Terrace is open for breakfast and dinner, the only opportunity you'll get to meet these 4 creative pals is in the morning. Probably because they're too busy doing their architecture and poetry and dancing and painting all day, and artist's work is never done. Now, breakfast a la art at Topolino's is prix-fixe dining, so no matter which entree you order, the whole pastry/entree combo will always cost you a starting price of $52 per adult. Any specialty drink like coffee or cocktails will be an additional cost on top of that. When it comes to the breakfast variety, well, Topolino's has a really nice variety beyond just your typical eggs and bacon, though you can still get eggs and bacon if that's really what you got a hankering for. Entree options at Topolino's include things like the wood fire steak and eggs made with polenta, pomodoraccio tomatoes, roasted potatoes, wild mushroom conserva, and your choice of 2 eggs, any style, as well as the sour cream waffle topped with roasted apples, chantilly, orange maple syrup, and served with your choice of smoked bacon, ham, sausage, or plant-based sausage. Number 4, the Epcot area resorts. Okay, just to address the elephant in the room, yes, I will be cheating for the remainder of this video because there's just too many good breakfast options at some of these resorts, and I'd feel guilty leaving them out. Which is why number 4 on the best resort breakfast list has got to be the entirety of the Epcot area resorts, including Boardwalk Inn, Yacht Club, and Beach Club. At Boardwalk Inn, you've got the tea room aesthetic of the Cake Bake Shop, which has a massive breakfast menu with breakfast cakes and eggs and waffles and French toast and pancakes and quiche and croques and more. DFB recommendations are the Croque Madame, the chocolate chip Belgian waffles, cinnamon toast brioche bites, and broccoli quiche. There's also this super underrated breakfast spot, Trattoria Al Forno here. Despite the character breakfast never returning to Trattoria after the COVID closures, although we still have hope, this is still a solid option for morning entrees and eggs and lighter fare. DFB rec here, Sunrise Breakfast Pizza, topped with scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, and cheese. But if you need something faster, like a coffee on the go or a breakfast pastry or sandwich before Epcot's rope drop, Carousel Coffee and Boardwalk Deli are worthy, quicker alternatives. At Yacht Club, our main breakfast rec here is Ale and Compass, which really feels like a breakfast hack if I'm being honest. You can choose to pay $28 per person to access the Continental Enhancement, which comes with unlimited buffet sides, your choice of entree, yep, that's right, you actually get an entree, and the whole buffet for that, and a non-alcoholic beverage of your choosing. Or you can instead order just one main entree off the breakfast a la carte menu for a few dollars cheaper if you don't want the whole buffet. Now DFB Rex here, chicken and waffles, steak and eggs, and all-you-can-eat continental enhancements. And then there's Beach Club, which is where you're going to find Cape May Cafe. Now this is your character breakfast buffet. Much like Topolino's, character dining at Cape May is only offered during breakfast. But unlike Topolino's, the characters are getting ready to hit the beach instead of the canvases. Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Daisy will be there to greet you with a big old cowabunga dude while you dine on a spread of mostly classic breakfast buffet offerings. DFB Rex here, the Mickey and Minnie waffles, the brioche French toast, those incredible salted caramel beach buns, which you get as soon as you sit down, the steak and egg scramble, and the crepe station. Number 3 is the Contemporary, so let's stick around the monorail loop for the next 2 entries on our list, starting with Disney's Contemporary Resort. While you probably want to rope drop Magic Kingdom, I also don't blame you if you choose to start the morning nice and easy at one of the many contemporary spots for breakfast. Steakhouse 71 might not be as steak-focused this early on in the day, but it's a decent table service for a morning meal, especially if you've got picky eaters in your party. DFB Rex here, Walt's Prime Rib Hash, and Steakhouse 71 seasonal pancakes. It's another kind of ghost from when this used to be the wave, so I love that they've got the seasonal pancakes still. Now, if you're looking for something a little faster and more affordable, Contempo Cafe is probably one of my favorite resort quick service breakfasts, not just for its speedy entrees, but for its full bakery with so many unique pastries to choose from. DFB Rex, that brand new cinnamon sugar croissant muffin for sure, the bacon, egg, and cheese multigrain croissant, the cookie croissant, because basically if it's a croissant, we approve apparently, but the cookie croissant also has cookie dough inside it, which is insane. Now, Chef Mickey's isn't exactly a nice and easy breakfast at Contemporary, but it sure is an energetic one that gives you the rare chance to meet all 5 members of the Fab Five in one place. DFB Rex here, croissant beignets and dipping sauces, steak and egg scramble, and the breakfast potatoes. Of course, love those cheesy breakfast potatoes. And if you just want a little caffeine before you make your way out the door, swing by Contemporary Grounds for a Joffrey's Coffee pick-me-up. Number 2 on the list is Polynesian Village Resort. Aloha, our second place breakfast winner, keeps us on the monorail loop and takes us over to Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. For our fast options at this deluxe hotel, we're going to start with Captain Cook's, which serves several classic breakfast items, as well as a very iconic Polynesian resort breakfast item, the Tonga Toast, which is a banana stuffed sourdough bread, battered, deep fried, and dusted with cinnamon sugar, and served with a side of bacon or sausage. Tonga Toast is available at a few restaurants around this resort. The cheapest one you're going to find is right here at Captain Cook's, and it's the same stuff, so just pay less for it. Meanwhile, Kona Island offers a surprising variety of specialty coffee drinks and pastries in the mornings, including unique selections that you won't typically find in other bakery cases in Disney World. DFB Rex here, freshly brewed Joffrey's coffee, 100% Hawaiian Kona press pot, and the chocolate hazelnut croissant. Now, Ohana is a big star of the Polynesian Village breakfast game because this is where you're going to be able to dine on all you care to enjoy breakfast skillets while meeting characters like Mickey and Pluto and Lilo and Stitch. Breakfast is priced at $53 per adult and comes with fresh fruit, scrambled eggs, pork breakfast sausage links, Hawaiian-style ham topped with pineapple compote, fried island-style potatoes, Mickey-shaped waffles, biscuits, and freshly made pineapple coconut breakfast spread. By the way, sometimes you also get Stitch waffles here. Just wanted to let you know. Now, Kona Cafe is Kona Island's table service counterpart, and while it's usually overshadowed by the action going on over at Ohana, it might be a better sit-down morning meal for you if you're not as big into the character dining experience or you're wanting a sit-down breakfast at a cheaper price point. DFB Rex here, that Tonga Toast again, fresh Kona press coffee, and macadamia nut pancakes. They are so good. And a brand new member to the Polynesian Village breakfast family, the Wailulu Bar and Grill, which opened over at the new DVC Island Tower in December 2024. The Wailulu Bar and Grill is a casual walk-up pool bar open all day long, offering specialty coffee and on-the-go morning pastries during breakfast. DFB Rec here, the pineapple coconut bread. And number 1 for our resorts list is, of course, Animal Kingdom Lodge. If you've been following DFB for a while now, then you know that my number 1 resort breakfast option probably doesn't surprise you in the slightest, because I am head over heels for all things dining related at AKL. They just do things well here, really, really well, all the time. This is my favorite resort for food, hands down. So Boma's breakfast buffet doesn't lose its African flair just because it's waking up. In fact, sometimes I prefer the breakfast buffet at Boma over dinner at Boma. really all depends on my mood. Now, Boma's breakfast buffet includes a variety of dishes like fresh fruit, African pastries, omelets, pancakes, French toast, bacon, sausage, carved ham, breakfast potatoes, cereal, oatmeal, scrambled eggs, babouti, which is a type of quiche, and a wonderful seasonal bread pudding. Then there's Sanaa, which is over at Kidani Village. This is a full table service restaurant for lunch and dinner, but transforms into more of a quick service in the mornings, which means reservations are not required for Sanaa during breakfast time. DFB Rex here, banana bread French toast, eggs Benedict, and the Sanaa breakfast sandwich. Finally, if you're looking for another solidly speedy morning option, the Mara is always a quick service no matter what time of day you visit. And that's great news because that means you can grab yourself a carton of zebra domes from the grab and go section pretty much all day long. DFB Rex here, besides the zebra domes, are bacon and Gruyere quiche, French toast bread pudding, Mickey-shaped waffles, and lots more. So honorable mentions for the resort section of today's video because honestly, they have so many good breakfasts at so many of these resorts. So let's talk really quickly about Olivia's Cafe at Old Key West, daily brunch offerings there, Whispering Canyon Cafe at Wilderness Lodge, and Grand Floridian as a whole for its breakfast and brunch offerings at Grand Floridian Cafe and 1900 Park Fair character meal. Now, whether it's morning in your neck of the woods or you're looking at all these breakfast options more around dinner time or rather Brinner time, we want to help you continue to plan out the most important meal of the day with your upcoming Disney World trip. So be sure to check out our other breakfast-focused videos, like our ultimate guide to the best breakfasts in Disney World. And don't forget to download that free Top Restaurants PDF over at disneyfoodblog.com/top restaurants right now. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.